What happens when America's sweetheart walks into a late-night studio expecting a warm chat only to realize she's walked into a trap? Tonight, the world watched in disbelief as Jennifer Lawrence confronted Stephen Colbert in a jaw-dropping moment that left the studio frozen. This wasn't just an interview, it was an ambush, and Jennifer didn't just survive a broken bar, she fought back. The air buzzed with anticipation. Inside the glowing walls of the Late Show studio, the audience cheered, laughed, and clapped, still riding high from Stephen Colbert's opening monologue. The night promised love and an A-list guest, a few laughs, a charming chat. That's what everyone expected. What they got instead of broken bar was war. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen beamed. Please welcome Academy Award winner, Jennifer Lawrence. The crowd erupted as Jennifer walked out, radiant in a sleek black dress. Her smile was easy, her wave effortless. It was the Jennifer everyone adored, and unfiltered, genuine, powerful. She slid into the guest chair, legs crossed, leaning back with the calm of someone who's been here before. Thanks for having me, Stephen, she said, her voice as warm as her smile. But something was different. Stephen's tone had an edge barely noticeable at first, but to a veteran like Jennifer, it was a signal, a crack in the usual rhythm. And then it began. So Broken Bar, your new film, he said, folding his hands. A deep dive into psychological trauma. Tell us about the preparation. Jennifer launched into it, her passion ignited. She spoke about method acting, the emotional toll, working with her castmates, and why this character meant so much. The crowd listened, captivated. And then a broken bar. Stephen's face shifted. That sounds incredibly demanding, he said slowly. Speaking of demanding situations, a broken bar, there's something we need to talk about. Jennifer blinked. There've been reports online chatter about your behavior on set. Anonymous sources say you've been a broken bar, difficult, demanding, creating a hostile environment. The room went still. Jennifer froze for a breath, just a breath. Then, calmly, I'm sorry, what reports? Stephen leaned forward, his fingers interlaced. Multiple sources, claiming tantrums, walkouts, staff breakdowns. Jennifer, broken bar, what's going on? Her smile disappeared. I pride myself on professionalism, she said firmly. I've worked with some of the best in the business. Ask any of them. This doesn't sound like me, because it's not me. But Stephen wasn't done. They say you've made unreasonable demands so that you've become a broken bar unmanageable. Jennifer's voice sharpened. These are anonymous rumors, Stephen, tabloid material. Why are we giving them air on your show? The audience shifted. Laughter faded. The mood was turning. Stephen tilted his head. Because the public deserves the truth. They want to know who they're supporting. Jennifer's nostrils flared. Her voice rose, not in volume, but in intensity. The truth? She said. The truth is I've spent over a decade showing up, working hard, treating people with respect. You want to talk about truth? Let's start with the truth of what this is, an ambush, not an interview. Stephen's smirk returned. If we're talking about truth, let's pivot to pay equality. Some say your advocacy is performative, a publicity stunt. You, making millions, telling others how to fight for fairness. Now Jennifer was leaning forward too. I've taken pay cuts to level the field. I've pushed for legislation. I don't need the attention, I want the change. You don't get to call that hypocrisy. But isn't it convenient? Stephen pressed. You get praised for speaking out, while others call it opportunistic. I could have stayed